So there are songs out that are floating around here called, for example, called "Gun-Toting Patriot," which has a black dude with a MAGA bucket hat and a prop gun, and more black people in the background looking stupid with Trump. I'm trying to describe this for y'all. Trump banners and more MAGA hats, and then there's a white guy in fatigues. Pretty embarrassing. It's called "Gun-Toting Patriot," and there's another one called "We Outside." And I didn't realize this, but a lot of there's more of these. Like there's another one, see, with a group that has 𝗡𝗲𝗄𝗡 featuring Nashvilleian OG and Stillmatic. He's got white guys. One of them has red hair, who has a pretty cool beard, and there's a black guy in there as well. And they're pretty much, I'm trying to paint a picture for y'all. They're pretty much just gun-toting bandits, man, and rapping about being a patriot and just hating everybody else but MAGA supporters, and they got them things on them. So I didn't realize that this was a lane. And this is what the article says. It says there are big SUVs, even bigger guns, a healthy contingent of video hoes, a red "Make America Great Again" bucket hat on the top of Gray's head, a lifelike mannequin of former President Donald Trump in military fatigues. Okay, it's actually not that much of your typical rap video. So clearly there's a lane of people that are still out here doing this. And, Lone, we had a conversation about different types of rap. First of all, I wasn't aware that this was that big of a deal, but apparently there are a lot of people out here that are still making joints like this and still on the Trump train. Is this something that should be some form of concern, or is this just straight corny and to go away? Because based off this article, they swear that they're keeping his legacy alive through this corny rap. And I'm gonna come to you first, man. Is there any credence to this, man, or should I just laugh and continue to keep it moving?
I think, unfortunately, that in general, I'm not gonna call it MAGA rap, but I will say conservative rap.
Okay.
Is definitely growing. And it's unfortunate that you like conservative rap out there, and it's unfortunate that you're an idiot. But
talk to him.
but it's definitely a thing. And I can see it growing, because if we just look at history, right? If we're looking at the history of the music industry and we watch what happened once hip hop became mainstream and everything, everything has its own little corner in base. It's not like conservative rap was not a thing before. It's always been out there. It just wasn't very prevalent. Now it's called MAGA rap because Trump's the face of it. But I do think it's a little bit more prevalent. So to answer that question, that's my answer to that.
So you think, if I'm hearing you correctly, you think there's a chance this to possibly gain some steam? If I'm paraphrasing like you correctly, you think this might
Trump train might gain some steam, huh?
Yeah, it might gain a little steam. I see what you did there. I see you. Might gain a little steam and grow some legs, perhaps?
Not necessarily I don't think it's going to be like this huge mainstream thing, right? We still have to realize that as far as music industry is concerned, it's still very liberal, right? So I don't really foresee any conservative rappers breaking into pop radio or anything like that. Okay. But as far as building an underground following of, I'm trying my best not to call them goofies and stuff, but it's
it's goofy as hell from what I saw. I'll say it.
But
call a spade a spade.
But it's I can definitely see this particular style of rap. I'm being intentional by calling it rap too. Yeah. And watching this type of stuff grow. And I think we're going to see a lot of overlap between I think we're going to see a confusion of words around hip hop and rap around this genre as well. Okay. And a lot of people that are going to want to call it hip hop. And we can talk about that in a little bit, but I do think it's going to probably grow. So.
Okay. Cool. Hey, more, what you think, man? Is this blip, trend, goofy, however you feel.
Well, I mean, this is it could be just seen as being goofy, but I'm not going to write it off just as that, because first of all, I feel like it's very deliberate, because it's like, hey, look, we're rapping and there's a couple black people here, so we can't be racist, and I always think that that's a play.
Well said. Well said. Well said.
But just to kind of wow out a little bit and bring another perspective to it, there's a you could almost have a thought that hip hop is in its own way has already shown sides of conservatism that don't have anything to do with these folks. I mean,
explain.
I mean, you can take it back to the 90s when Common as a single put out, an anti-abortion song with Lauryn Hill on it. I remember in college, I remember there were some girls who said, I don't F with Common like that. He put out that one song, even little small things like, Ghostface Killer saying like, we don't mess with the abortions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even when we talk about somebody like DMX, who didn't just say, he wasn't ambiguous with it. He just didn't say, God or the Lord. He would say Jesus in his raps, and honestly, there are, as far as what is being, popular entertainment, you might hear, those sentiments a little bit more. And plus, like, let's just keep it real. If there's been any form of popular music that's been pro-gun over the past 20 to 25 years, it's going to be hip hop. So you almost have, and if there's ever been a kind of music that embraces capitalism and the almighty dollar, then you're talking about hip hop. So between guns, some very prominent rappers having anti-abortion stances, the embrace of capitalism at any means, you could make a case that these guys are just late to the party and they're really just clout chasing. Because hip hop in and of itself espouses many very conservative ideals.
I think I need to clarify a little bit, because I have unfortunately, I need to be better at this, maybe, but I automatically just relate conservatism with racism. So I was speaking more on the blatant racism aspects of the current conservative party, as opposed to some of the more subtle topics, abortion, gay rights and, stuff like that. That Jay definitely made a point that conservatism has been a part of, but I feel like more race-related stuff is of the conservative side of the party is more so what I was trying to articulate. But I agree with what you're saying, especially. Yeah.
No, I totally agree with both sides of the coin as far as being conservative. I mean, I think we all have conservative point of views. Even us all on this show have conservative point of views.
Right.
I think that's the reason why they're trying to differentiate calling it MAGA rap versus conservative rap, because these guys obviously have a different type of agenda as far as what they're speaking about. And as far as it growing and being a trend, you can liken it to what's the Juggalos, the Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah.
And they consider that shit hip hop. I mean, I'm not a big fan of it. It's a subculture inside of hip hop that's very fucking popular in its own corner.
Yep.
Oh, the same thing can happen with this particular style of rap. It being not conservative, but popular in its own corner, having its own minions of sorts. That's what they fuck with. I mean, it's an oxymoron to me for somebody to be included in a hip hop and be rapping about shit that doesn't support basis of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like you pretty much shitting on hip hop is, but want to be considered hip hop. Well, I can't stand how all of these other subgenres are popping up all over the damn place, but they still put it under the umbrella of hip hop. This shit ain't hip hop, man. At the end of the day,
talk to them.
I don't care what you want to call it, but this ain't that. You need to figure out a whole different type of music genre or something, because if it came to blows and you got to get an award and you're putting the same category of a Nas and a Jay-Z and with this bullshit because they can't figure out nowhere else to put your shit.
Yeah.
I ain't going. That
That's
gives you
the
a whole
part.
other reason to boycott all these fucking award shows if it even came to that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's goofy. It's giving people mouthpiece that don't need to talk.
I like that you said, I like what you said about the comparisons to the greats and categorizing things because, you know, I'm one of the people, I get frustrated and it's the old guy on the lawn syndrome probably, and I can accept that. But sometimes I get frustrated with the categorizing of music to your point, because now there's so many things that'll just be labeled out in the open as hip hop. And I'm just like, really? Like this is a hip hop #1 on Billboard word? Like, is it really though? Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. Maybe that's just the purist in me, and I can admit that. But some of that shit don't sit right with me, bro. Like, it's just some of it is. Go ahead,
I think a lot of it is the equating rapping as hip hop. You know, as opposed to it just being a part of hip hop. You know, like one of the elements, and so it's the same thing. Another point that I just want to articulate a little bit better. I think it's the MAGA rap is like anti-social progress too. And so it's like really weird to like categorize MAGA rap as hip hop. Not that anybody necessarily is, but
right.
I feel like we're jumping out ahead of the game here a little bit because I feel like it's going to be a thing, but
right.
Well, yeah, because those same people, if they had to be around what I think all of you consider to be real hip hop, and they had to be around those crowds, they wouldn't want to be around those people, and they don't have anything in common with those people. You know, like for all the examples I gave, you know, these people still talk about, you know, wanting the best for the black community and an agenda of anti-racism, which is not what the quote unquote MAGA rap is about. You know, it's about maintaining systems that have created racism and maintain them, you know, even if they're saying it's not that, just because, you know, they got some big trucks and some girls dancing and all the accoutrement, if you will, of what is a hip hop video. You know, if you'll label yourself MAGA rap, then I know whatever it is you're talking about is anti whatever it is that, I feel is going to make, you know, things better for, you know, everyone. You know, you talking about, you're still in a space where you're trying to make things better for you.
Got you.
Right.
Got you.
If you've enjoyed this segment of the New Old Heads podcast, make sure to join our live show every Tuesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/newoldheads. And we invite you to join our hip hop community on Discord. Access it by going to newoldheads.com/community for talks on hip hop, sports, music, news, and everything else.